Hello Internet, welcome back to our Magiclysm playthrough. We are confronted with a technician at the moment. We do have our SIG wielded, and what we're going to do, we're going to get away from him so he doesn't yank our SIG. He already stole our machete, so we want to kill him to retrieve that because we are using the machete as our go-to melee weapon. I guess it doesn't really matter, we should really upgrade to a new weapon anyway. But I don't want him to make that decision for me. I should get to make that decision. So once again, we're going to grab his corpse and we're going to haul it downstairs to do some CBM harvesting. Should be right here. Yes. Last episode talked about my issues with my computer and upgrading to a new computer, which should be on Tuesday, which actually by the time you see this video, I probably already have it. It's just a question of, does it arrive on time like they told me it would, and that I paid a lot of money for shipping for. And if it doesn't, I'll raise hell. Yeah, and I'm just hoping that that will increase my... So basically, for something like this, Cataclysm, you're not going to notice much of a quality change. Most likely, it might increase the quality of the text. So what I'm thinking is, currently, titanium skeletal... bracing CBM. What is that? Set of hinges, springs, and other synthetic augments for the skeletal structure. These artificial enhancers strengthen the knees and elbows, allowing the user to carry more weight. Well, that would make up for our light bones. It's not really what I thought it was. It just lets you carry more weight. We're getting a lot of batteries as well, which is really nice. We're going to cap out on battery charge. Well, we won't. I think we have enough to get up to about 1,000 battery charge, but we really don't need 1,000. We're barely using what we have, especially with the CBM changes, so not really an issue. Why don't we go back to base to drop stuff off and see about upgrading to a new weapon? We haven't really looked at other weapons in this playthrough. We've been using a cutting weapon. What are our skills? Where's combat? Bashing weapon 3, melee 3, cutting 2, piercing 1. In our last playthrough, we went with a warhammer, which was the bashing weapon. Why don't we look into cutting weapons this playthrough? So head back to base, which is just our vehicle, essentially. Where are we? Yes, so we want to go this way. Great. Yeah, so basically when I record now, I have a capture card that records without a PC. It records whatever is plugged into it onto an SD card. Now, my capture card does not work as it was advertised. It said right out of the box, you plug it in, you press the button, and it records 1080p, 60 frames a second with, good bit rate and all that. It doesn't do that. I think the problem is that you don't want the technical stuff because you probably don't know anything about it. But basically, there is something called a bit rate, and a bit rate determines how much information is stored. How to explain this? Let's turn off our... Okay, let's think about Cataclysm first. Turn off our amp goggles. Great. We apparently, once again, left our freaking interior lights on, which I really need to work on not doing that. We're very hungry. Why don't we make some dinner? Meat. Basically, there's a certain amount of information that goes into every, second of your video. Generally, if you're looking at like 1080p, I think you go like between 12 and 18 megabits per second is your bit rate, ideally. When I record something like Cataclysm, it actually comes out to be about 2,000 bit rates a second. 2,000 Mbps, basically, which is extremely low, and that's because it consolidates. So like you see here, we have a black screen. You might notice a weird discoloration on our mini-map right now, or chunks, little blocks that have been... basically, it's compressing all this black into a smaller bit of information because it's all black. It doesn't need to remember. Basically, I record with a capture card that is trash. It drops frames constantly. Anytime that the bit rate gets up, like when I was recording Resident Evil 4, the bit rate was pretty high because it's dealing with a lot of information that it needs to encode, and I'm pretty sure it records at a variable frame rate, which I hate. I wish it was just constant. I don't see... I mean, I guess most devices use variable, frame or bit rates or whatever, frame rates. But I don't know. Anytime there's a frame basically that requires more information than the other frames, the device lags, and then I get a video that it looks very choppy. Is the gist of it. Now that doesn't happen with Cataclysm because Cataclysm again runs at a lower bit rate or records at a lower bit rate, and because Cataclysm there's like no frames, right? If I move from space to space, it's an instant change. It just happens. There's nothing for the device to drop. If the device drops the movement frame, that's fine because it's an instant change to the next. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, for Cataclysm and Tome, it doesn't really matter, but for anything with smooth animations, I get really, really choppy recordings, and I hate it. And when I get the new computer, no, what are we looking for? We're looking for bladed weapons. No, get out of this, go to weapons, go to cutting. Basically, when I get the new computer, instead of recording without a PC onto this SD card, I can translate that signal to the new computer. I can send the signal to the new computer, and the new computer can record, which will hopefully lead to fewer dropped frames. Now, that doesn't help me with Cataclysm and stuff or anything on the PC because it can't send a signal to itself, but I could record, say, my Xbox, or if I bought a Switch or something like that, could be much smoother for recording. Man, none of that probably makes sense to you. Let's look at weapons. Let's focus on Cataclysm, because my brain is not, I don't know how to say, so I don't know a lot about the technical side of recording or equipment or computers or anything like that. It's very hard for me to understand. Like when I first started recording, I don't know what group of pictures are or D frames or whatever. I don't know that stuff. I just know what looks nice, really, and I don't know the technical side, and it becomes very difficult for me. So let's look for weapons. 48 damage on a longsword with the high blocking ability is not great. I would like something with a little bit more combat abilities like the Kukri. So the Kukri has the rapid strike ability, which I place a lot of value on. It also has the medium block ability. I'm not really sure how that's better than the machete. Deals 26 damage, has the high block ability. Okay, so it deals more damage but does not have the rapid strike ability. None of these have combat abilities. Really unfortunate. Okay, Cavalry Saber. Saber has the rapid strike ability, as does the Wakizashi, which is a Japanese short sword. Cutlass deals a lot of damage but doesn't have any combat abilities. Crash Axe has multiple tool qualities but isn't really what we're looking for. Actually pretty disappointed in what I'm seeing. A Nodachi, Brutal Strike. Oh wow, it deals 55 damage. It must be two-handed. Yeah, two-handed sword from Japan. Brutal Strike, Rapid Strike, Block, Wide Strike. Seems extremely good. Moves per attack is only 164, which is roughly double the average attack speed. Like if we go to let's say we went with the Kukri, obviously the Kukri is going to attack much more quickly than a giant two-handed sword. Like literally half as the amount of time, but like a long sword or whatever, it's pretty comparable. 115, 111 versus 164 to deal a significantly larger, like almost double the damage, and to have rapid strike ability as well as the brutal strike ability as well as the wide strike ability seem pretty crazy good. And medium blocking. I mean, this seems excellent. It is two-handed, but that doesn't actually really matter in Cataclysm because I don't think we have any kind of dual wielding. Fire Axe deals 40 damage. We would really like to have that high damage because that would let us surpass the armor of some of the armored enemies. 35 on a Katana does come with the rapid strike ability. 57 on a Zweihander. Zwei, I think. Two, like Zwei literally means two, and I guess Hander would be two-hander, so interesting. Brutal Strike is okay, also has most of the two-handed weapon attacks that we see on the Nodachi. Battle Axe is 50 damage, but it's spread across bash and cut. We would really like to get that in one attack. Halberd allows us to make reach attacks. Why don't we go with the Nodachi? We need planks or heavy sticks. Probably easier to source planks, I would think, than the heavy sticks. We'll head to any building nearby to harvest planks. Wow, it's pretty far though. Oh hey, that house I set on fire is actually on fire, which is nice. Nice to see that happen. Although we've already mostly cleared the area, so it's not super relevant. Why don't we go in a back room where we can disassemble some stuff, close these off, and we'll turn on our flashlight. Did we close this? Great. We'll close this as well. We really don't need to take them apart. We could just smash them, but I'm in a deconstructing mood. Let's deconstruct some furniture. Yeah, we'll go with the Nodachi. I don't know if it's the right choice, but you know what? At this point, I'm kind of tired of playing this character anyway. Anyway, it should allow me to record on the computer rather than on the capture card. And even if that doesn't work, what I'm thinking, now that I've spent money on the computer, I can spend money on trying to readdress my capture card issues. So I view reviews about this device, and it says that like literally 99% of people, it works perfectly out of the box exactly as advertised, including by professional like streamers and stuff. So the fact that mine doesn't work has always seemed like I got a bad, like from a bad batch or a bad item, or it was dropped in transit or something. When I tried to talk to their tech support people to get this sorted out, they didn't really help me. And so I got very frustrated and basically told them to, fuck off. And that led to me being stuck with this stupid thing. If I had a little bit more tact, I might have already gotten it replaced and had no problem. But that's not where we landed. So let's make a Nodachi. Sounds great. We will use... I'd rather have some scrap metal, but do we need... Well, just use the lumps. This is going to take a long time, of course. 2, 3%, 4%. And, of course, that thunder is just outrageously loud. And once I have the computer, I can start working towards... honestly, this is one of the only PC-free capture cards out there that has really good reviews and stuff. So I might just buy another one. I might, and then if that doesn't work, I will make a stink with tech support and demand my money back, because I'm not just going to throw more money at them when they can't make a functional product that works as advertised. That's like, it just really chaps my butt. Like, if I was an established YouTuber and I bought a device and it didn't really work the way I expected it to, okay, I'm an established YouTuber. I could have just, roll with the punches, no big deal. But like, I bought this thing. It took me a long time to save up money to buy stuff for YouTube. I bought this thing and it does not work as advertised. When I tried to contact them, they did not help me. And it was very frustrating because I was a beginner YouTuber. And it's like, how many people in that position would have just gotten discouraged and quit, And it's like, it's messed up that you can advertise. You don't have a forum, so there's nowhere I can go to talk to other customers about it. You don't have any live chat or phone call, related tech support. So I have to email you. And every time I get an email, it's in broken English and it takes 24 full hours for you to respond. And you're not giving me solutions. You're just saying, well, there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, there is. There's clear footage. So I always point this out. If you're watching this channel right now, you can go search my channel for Trials. I did Trials Rising, was the most recent Trials game. Go look at those videos. They are so choppy. They are unwatchable. And that's bad. And they would look at those and they would say, well, they look perfect. And it's like, no, they don't. You're either lying or you're dumb, because that's, no, it's not okay. It's not even passable. So it's very frustrating. We're going to dump the machete. We're going to wield this bad boy. Nodachi. Huge. Only a +1 to hit, which is unfortunate. Takes you a long time. It is pretty large, but not crazy large. We're shown as holding it in one hand, but I guess that makes sense. Our sprite doesn't change at all. It just changes the items on the sprite. Let's, I want to go cut something. Actually, we should eat something before we go. Why don't we just eat some perishable stuff? How are we doing on perishable food? Less than 3 days, getting older. Yeah, we'll eat some of that. A lot of pork sticks. We're not going to eat these cracklin. Why don't we pull the cracklin out of here? Really don't want to eat them because they're a huge hit to our health stat. Go ahead and drop the cracklins. Let's reload our gun as well while we are here. Reload. No, I don't want the S&W, whatever. We can go ahead and drop that. I don't want a 22 in my inventory. Yeah, we'll head back to town. I guess we just keep exploring. Now that it's daylight, we can kind of cycle around up here. Did we actually search those? No, we didn't. We searched these. Why don't we head up here? This will give us eyes on the remaining portion of the town that we haven't seen yet and let us know what is out there. And since it's daylight, our telescopic eyes will work as binoculars. So should reveal quite a large area around us. Really not much. It looks like we're butted up against a forest. Is this a sex shop? Of course. Of course it is. We already have those kind of tools. What is this? Just a hammer? You can apparently take down the chairs, which is cool. I did not know that. Can you also take down the tables? Take down the tourist table. Okay, so in the future, when we can't craft those, we can know that these homeless encampments and like campsites can have the tourist tables. Is this just a bike? Motorcycle. I was going to say we could just ride a bike over there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Also a motorcycle. Yeah, I don't want to deal with motorcycles. Why don't we peek out to the road? Grappler zombie. Zombies. Cop zombies. Not a lot. I am worried that some of these will be... Hello, big boy. I was going to say the technicians are the main worry because they will steal our weapon. I don't know what their range is in the daylight. Obviously, we engaged them at night. And it wasn't really a big deal because it was nighttime. They couldn't see very far. But I'm willing to bet they can trigger from further away with their pull attack. It's just that they couldn't see us. Yeah, so, I don't know. You know, obviously, again, it's going to be like the best computer I ever owned. It is an improvement. It will make my editing faster. It will make my exporting faster, which might mean I could record and post more videos. You know, it will make playing... I will be able to play all the games I've missed, you know. I haven't been able to play... Really, I mean, just tons of stuff because this computer barely runs. Like, this computer... What was I trying to record that just would not run on my computer? Oh, Thea the Awakening. I was like, it's a top-down strategy game. It's not going to lag on my... And it lags horrible on my computer. And so I haven't been able to play that game. Like, even though it looked really good and I thought it'd be a lot of fun, now I can actually play that. And like a while back, I had bought... it was like a special thing where I had bought... Escape from Tarkov, and then it didn't really run on my computer. I can only run certain maps before it will basically crash out because my computer can't handle it. And so now I'll be able to play a little bit of Tarkov just to see, do I like it? Do I not like it? You know? It's like I finally can play, like Borderlands 2. I have Borderlands 2, but it runs like ass on my computer. Now I can finally play on a nice, smooth computer Borderlands 2 and maybe Borderlands 3 and... You know, even if it doesn't really improve the quality of my recording so much, it's definitely an improvement, and it's definitely going to make me feel good to have, you know, an actual computer. So, yeah, I go back and forth between being really disappointed that I spent money on it and being excited to have something new. And of course, it's a big to-do to transfer everything that's important to the new computer. Like, I couldn't find my Tome save files, so I'm just hoping that Steam makes a copy or whatever. So, because I don't know where the save files are for that game. Howling Waif, some chocolate candy, sure. I don't know where the saves are stored on that game. I could not find them anywhere in my directory. So that might be a little bit of a hassle. I might wait to record Tome on the new computer until after I've lost that character, so I could just jump to the new computer without an issue. Oh, this is one of the newer basements. Like a workshop basement, looks like. We have some RAM, a camera. I could really do with some extra RAM for my new computer. Glass jars. Barbed wire, which is not valuable. Misc repair kit. Now that's a new one to me. Tree cutting, butchering, cutting, fine cutting. And it uses duct tape. This seems terrible. If I'm being honest, this seems pretty terrible. Patch of soft material for cleaning surfaces. Yeah, this is not very useful, and it's not even useful as a tool because it uses wood sawing and fine cutting. It gives you all of that, but so does like many of you can make a hatchet that does that, and it wouldn't cost you duct tape to use it unless you can activate this. I mean, we don't have any duct tape to show it. Maybe it lets you repair wooden objects or something. Does it let you repair a wood saw for more heavy duty? Supply can be used to repair certain items. Okay. So like if we look at, we don't have anything wood. I mean, I doubt I could repair. Yeah, this is a welder. Maybe it repairs, maybe that's the item that lets you repair, like, I usually use resinous cord to repair. Wow, mechanical mastery would have been nice a long time ago. This has the, if you remember, we needed to grind mechanics up to 8 to learn certain recipes. This has those recipes at much lower skill levels. So that's a really good book to find. But we're way past that. Like our fab is 10, our mechanics is 8. Our electronics is 6. We're pretty well beyond needing this, but it never hurts to have something like that. We'll also grab the jumper cable because we have, no, don't take down the box. Take the solder though for sure. Because we have the cable charger CBM, which I guess is this. Do we not have a cable charger CBM? Cable charger CBM. Yeah, so this allows us to use jumper cables to power ourselves from a vehicle, which will probably become our standard way of recharging now, just because our vehicle is at 99% at all times. Is that a recharger over there? That would be a really, really good find. That would be really good if we had not already found and made one. Copper wire also is pretty great. This little basement's pretty nice. Had a lot of stuff in it that is definitely valuable to an early player. Hydrochloric acid, also known as muriatic acid. Oh, you need that for making meth. Muriatic acid is one of the, all I know is in Payday, muriatic acid is one of the things you require to make meth in that game. Okay, Howling Wave. Yeah, we already dealt with. Yeah, we don't. I think we're leaving now from this house. We can go ahead and turn off our amp goggles because we're out of the basement. Why don't we? What are you, Labradors? I don't want to murder a bunch of. No, you're not Labrador. What is this? The dog. Oh, they're right there in front of me. Okay, let's see what we've got. Skull Zombie's a little scary. I don't know what their sprite really looks like. I think that's this one. I mean, interesting, I guess. I think I had said that their skulls were actually blue or something like that. Some sort of goo. That's right, I removed the color because I didn't know exactly. Oh no, gray skull. Yeah, I didn't know exactly what color the blob is supposed to be, so I didn't know what to make that description exactly. This looks like a copy of the house we were just in. No, it's not. Okay. We're actually not going to open this door because it would expose us to all those enemies. We're just going to check the basement, I think. Oh, yep, we're in the dark. So go ahead and flip on our amp goggles. Sewer rats. Yeah, we're not going to butcher them. Too much work. Survivor basement's pretty cool as well. So these two basements are excellent for early level characters. For us, not so much. We can usually pick up really damaged weapon. M240 is a 308. Pretty sure we already have one. Bolt cutters we don't really need for anything. Another recharging station, which again would be really great because they are hard to make. But we of course already have one. Don't really need batteries. Toastums, I mean, we'll take toastums. Vegetable oil we will take for bread making. Broth we will take. Survivor's map, also pretty good, although we've already used one in the nearby area, so it's not as valuable because we've already marked the gun stores and things from a survivor's map. Fruit juice, lemon lime soda, nah, I'm good. 40 millimeter launcher. We already have a properly manufactured military 40 millimeter launcher, and this one is, I believe, the one you can make a simple homemade grenade launcher. Yeah, you can make that yourself. 5.7 by 28 millimeter. I don't know what gun would make that, but we'll take all the ammunition, of course. We may end up disassembling some of this ammunition in the future to continue manufacturing. I mean, I don't know. Like, I was going to say caseless, but we can't manufacture caseless. And then I was going to say 5.56, but we have 5,000 rounds of 5.56. So I really don't expect we'll be manufacturing that anytime soon either. Just bail on this house. Really don't need it. Only came over here to look, see what we've got. We've got a crater over here. Man, this town kind of sucks, huh? Mostly houses. We're going to need to push into the town proper at some point. We want to reach over here. This is something we'll do... Oh, dogs. This is something we'll do in the nighttime. We're not going to press this deeply into the city during the day. And if we did, we would only do that to pass through quickly in our vehicle. We're not going to hoof it through here during the daylight unless we stop and clear out horde after horde after horde, which we could do. I just don't want to because it's pretty time consuming. So we'll just head back the way we came, I think. I don't really know what to do with this character. Kind of tired of this character. I'm noticing, again, the views for this series have flagged pretty considerably, and it's because we're on like episode 82. People stop watching after a while, and I don't blame them because the game gets pretty boring once you're like a huge badass. Like, we're gonna one shot. Okay, you took 3 shots. You're a standard zombie. You took 3 shots and you ripped my rucksack. So that guy was a trooper. The last couple we bumped into were like one-shot kills. But of course, we're in a position where they're not going to hurt us. Like, we're fine. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this character. I don't know. Kind of want to just kill the character, but that seems like a cheap kind of out. I feel like people would be mad at me if I just murdered. Like, at this point, what? We're on episode 82. Figure 30 minutes an episode, that's 40 hours of my life. That's 1 full work week worth of Cataclysm that, yeah, I would just be walking away from, which doesn't seem right. So, but that's going to do it for this episode for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm every single day of the week. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.